Children, today we are going to discuss Merchant of Venice, Act 4, Scene 1 from line 71. Antonio, I pray you, think your question with the Jew. You may as well go stand upon the beach and bid the main flood bait his usual height. Children, in these lines, Antonio says to Bassanio, please don't bother arguing with the Jew. Don't waste your time arguing with Shylock. You might as well go stand on the beach and ask the ocean to get smaller. By giving this example, Antonio means that as ocean cannot get smaller in the same way, Shylock will also not listen to him. So, there is no benefit to argue with Shylock. You may as well as use question with the wolf why he hath made the ewe bleed for the lamb. Here Antonio gives another example and says, you might as well ask a wolf why he killed the lamb and made its mother cry. By giving these examples, Antonio wants to convince Bassanio that there is no use of arguing with Shylock. He will remain as adamant as he is. You may as well forbid the mountain pines to wag their high tops and to make no noise. When they are threatened with the gusts of heaven, you may as well do anything most hard as seek to soften that than which what's harder. Antonio further tells Bassanio, you might as well tell the pine trees on the mountain to stop waving their tree tops when the storms blow through them. You might as well do the impossible things in the world. Here, Antonio tells Bassanio that he might as well attempt the hardest things in the world rather than attempt a thing still harder. His Jewish heart. Therefore, I do beseech you, make no more offers, use no farther means, but with all brief and plain conveniency, let me have judgment and the Jew his will. Here, Antonio tries to convince Bassanio that it is impossible to soften a Jewish heart. So, I request you not to make him more offers and try further steps. And he further tells that, let me receive my punishment and let the Jew take his penalty. Let the Jew take the pound of flesh from my body. Bassanio, for thy 3,000 ducats, here is 6. Here Bassanio makes another offer and tells Shylock, instead of your 3,000 ducats, here are 6,000 ducats. Bassanio offers Shylock 6,000 ducats instead of 3,000. Shylock, what judgment shall I dread, doing, were in 6 parts and every part a ducat? I would not draw them, I would have my bond. At this, Shylock replies that if you offered me 6 times that, I wouldn't accept it. I would choose to take my penalty. I would take the pound of flesh from Antonio's body. I don't need this money. Duke, how shalt thou hope for mercy, rendering none? Listening this, Duke says, how shall you hope for God's mercy if you show no mercy yourself? Means, if Shylock doesn't show any mercy for Antonio, he can never expect any kind of mercy from God or from anyone else. Shylock, what judgment shall I dread, doing no wrong? You have among you many a purchased slave, which, like your asses and your dogs and mules, you use in object and in slavish paths, because you board them. Here Shylock asks the Duke Why should I be afraid of your judgment when I haven't done anything wrong? Many of you own slaves, which, like your donkeys and dogs and mules, you used to perform awful jobs because you bored them. Shall I say to you, let them be free? Marry them to your heirs? Why sweat they under burthens? Further, Shylock argues and says, should I say to you, set them free? Let them marry your children? Why are you making them work so hard? Why do they perspire carrying heavy loads? Let their beds be made as soft as yours, and let their palates be seasoned with such veins. You will answer, the slaves are ours, so do I answer you. Again, Shylock argues and says, let their beds be as soft as yours, and let them eat the same food as you. No, you'd answer, the slaves are ours, and that's just how I'm answering you. The pound of flesh which I demand of him is dearly bought. This mine, and I will have it. This pound of flesh which I demand from Antonio has been bought by me at a high price. It is mine, and I will have it. If you deny me, fie upon your law. If if you deny me the justice, your law will be held to shame. There is no force in the decrees of Venice. I stand for judgment. And it will appear that the laws of Venice are not binding, and the laws of Venice have no validity. I ask for judgment of the court. Tell me whether shall I have it or not. And I await justice. So answer me, will I get it or not? So children, that's it for today, and I hope you have understood it well.